What's up, guys? It's Monday. We've been AFK for a little bit because real life has been all-consuming. Let's actually get on camera there. There we go. Now you guys can see me. What's up? What's happening? I'm still finishing half of my dinner. Ate a bunch of it earlier and was busy chit-chatting and not finishing all my food, so I'm going to quickly scarf this down as we jump into the first couple games. So this is getting down to the end of the season now. The way we set it up is there's 10-week seasons. After you sit there and battle it out for those 10 weeks, we take the players with the highest point standings, and they get to battle it out in a top 8 invitational. It's pretty close. So far over these 9 weeks, we've had 159 players participate, right? I guess as it stands, that's like every single week. So like 1 week we'll have 18 players, the next week 17, 21, however it goes. So I guess it's not unique players. I'll have to look in the exact count this season on how many. Previous seasons we've had like 60 some unique. So I'm not sure where we're sitting. I'm gonna guess probably 40, close to it, right around there, maybe 39 unique players show up each and every week to try to battle it out for points. They're hovering around those 70s for the most part. Every now and again you'll see a player kind of be trying to shoot ahead, or a lot of times we have this gap at the beginning. Half of the players, like the top 4 players, are closer, and then the bottom 4 are closer. So it's interesting to see how that will shape up going forward. So we're gonna hop in, get round 1 going. Round 2, I think we got 4 tonight, so let's just hop in so I can eat a little more too. Sneaky behind the camera stuff. So this first round is going to be featuring Brett's just kind of silly deck that I put together. It's if you guys are on MTG Goldfish, you probably have seen some variations of Unburial Rites. It's sort of like a budgety Reanimator style deck. It's alright, right? It's like more Abzan than anything, so you can run like Siege Rhinos and things, Lingering Souls, and just things like that. But on the other side of things, Keenan is back on the burn plan. So his 3 decks that he's played the most and usually rotates between are Burn, the Hollow one, that red-black Hollow one, and Humans. I believe he no longer has Humans. I think he got rid of everything for it. So he is kind of sitting with those 2 decks to play with. So alright. The other thing too is that Brett has no idea what he's playing. So it's more of he gets handed a deck and it's like, okay, whatever it is, I'm going to play. So this will be interesting to see how he pilots it. Alright, both players looking through, seeing if they can keep their 7. Getting ready. And that's the thing too with Brett not knowing what's in the deck. That also factors into, whether he wants to keep or mulligan or not. All right, let's see. Brett opening up safe, Windswept, pass. Arid Mesa on Keenan's side will pass after that. So Brett's fine, saying, okay, I'll drop down to 19. picks up the Overgrown Tomb there. So that's starting to get a little bit more details. Like, okay, potentially you're on some sort of Abzan plan based on the fetch land, based on the shock land. There's so many deck choices. Could be some sort of counter company style of play. You know, it could just be straight up Abzan. Not sure what to expect. And looks like Brett's going to opt to play that Satyr Wayfinder. So if there's ever a card you're seeing on camera and you don't know, we have the card bot, so you can do exclamation card and type in the card's name, and it will let you know exactly what that card does. So Satyr Wayfinder, for example, costs a colorless and a green for a 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You can put a land card from among them into your hand. The rest go into your graveyard. So that's beneficial for throwing that Lingering Souls in there because, hey, don't have to worry about casting that. I'll at least be able to flash that back later, right? Keenan on the other side of things goes, okay, this is some weird stuff you're doing over here. I'm just going to go to 19. And that's kind of him going for the Sacred Foundry is kind of saying, hey, I'm not on Red Black Hollow One, by the way. I am going to be rocking out this burn strategy. And we'll fetch up again. We're dropping down to 18. I believe there is some affinity later in the tournament. I don't remember what round specifically, Cracker. It's somewhere in there. Alright, so it does seem like Brett's debating about the Grizzly salvage here. He also has the ability to flash back the Lingering Souls if he wanted to. Yeah, so he will go for the Grizzly salvage. It's the guy. No, he is not Asian. He's just decided to, put his backpack in front of him, looks like. Alright, so the Grizzly Salvage. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library. You can put a creature or land card from among them into your hand. The rest of your graveyard. It's very similar to Satyr Wayfinder, except you can get a creature. But it looks like he says, I'm fine with getting a land here. And we'll pass after that. So, Keenan is still probably hesitant on things because it's like, alright, I'm just seeing Lingering Souls and you throwing a bunch of stuff in your graveyard. I'm not really seeing much more development right now on a game plan. So this is kind of tough for him to try to navigate through what he wants to do. But he will shock himself off the stomping grounds and drop to 16. Suspends a Rift Bolt here. So next turn, that's at least 3 damage directed at his face. And Eidolon seems like a really good line to go here, knowing that your opponent's been dropping down all this 2-cost spells. So there's a Kitchen Fangs, Resto, Angel, Couldn't tell what other things might be hiding in Brett's hand here. I think... I don't know. Hard to say. Okay, another Grizzly salvage was in his hand as well. So, looks like we will see that next fetch. Brett's going to be dropping down to 15. Could be shocking himself as well. I don't know if it's as necessary right now based on how his lands are shaping up to be. Yeah, it's just finds a basic here. Seems pretty good. Ooh, Eternal Witness. So that will cause the trigger. He'll lose 2 life off of that. Gets the Path to Exile. Now he can say, boom, Path to Exile. Yes, I'll drop to 11. Basically putting him in a pretty good spot. But 11 life, it's a lot of damage that can be able to come his way, especially with 4 mana available for Keenan. Like, guaranteed 3, right? That would put him to 8 life. So, 3 more burn spells could finish him off. Karate chop cuts. Yep, coming at the dome. Dropping Brett down to 8 life. Oh, I believe there's a Skullcrack sitting in Keenan's hand here. So if Brett goes, alright, I'm going to play this Kitchen Finks. Right, that's can mess with him so he doesn't gain any life. He'll drop down pretty low. So 2 damage is going to come across. Keenan's going to go to 14. Yep, so he says, I would like to play this Kitchen Finks. Keenan immediately responds, Skullcrack you. You cannot gain life. I'll deal 3 damage to you, dropping you to 5. And I'll drop you to 1 with the Boros Charm. Untap, kill you off with any spell I got. And there's a Bolt. Game 1 goes to Keenan in the burn plan. Brett was taking a little bit longer to get things set up. Like, he had life gain, but Keenan was already prepared with the Skullcrack, so it was just sort of a tough position to be in. Taking some extra damage off, like, the Eidolon stuff. Like, you can see where Brett's deck does rely on casting those lower costing spells, so the Eidolon definitely hurts. And now to the sideboard plan. You didn't really see too much crazy stuff there, like some graveyard-based stuff you can expect. So, based on him throwing a bunch of cards into his graveyard, so maybe if you have some graveyard hate, now's the time to bring it in. If you're in Keenan's seat, but you didn't really get to see much. But you did see the life gain, so if you've got more anti-life gain spells available, that would be a good idea to bring those in. Where Brett's got to be doing kind of the same thing as if he has more life gain stuff, he needs to bring more life gain in. And looks like there was Thragtusk and a couple other stuff that he was throwing into his mix here. It's like trying to shave down on some of his more expensive stuff, knowing that it was harder to to get up there and start casting some of those things. That can be tough in the first round of a tournament as well if you're sitting there and you're playing against an unknown deck, because you might accidentally over sideboard, thinking it's one thing, and could get punished for that. And that's the other challenging thing too, is Brett playing an unknown deck. You can see him sort of going through it, trying to get an idea of, okay, what exactly are you running again? Okay. Yep, this makes sense. I guess what's in my deck, because this is his first time playing this deck. He was just sort of handed it and said, okay, go have fun. Alright, both players presenting decks, getting ready to go. So, Brett did have a Siege Rhino and a Resto in that hand, so that seems like a pretty good one if you've got the mana to get there. Keenan side of things, not happy with it, so we'll be shipping it back, seeing if he can find a better 6 this go around. Looks like we're ready to go. Verdant Catacombs going to come down in a pass over from Brett. Wooded Foothills going to come down. See how much Keenan's going to lose here. Should just go to 19 depending on what his hand is looking like. Ooh, that's not what I wanted. Ooh, going all the way. So maybe he's got a few more mountains in his hand, not as many fetches in his hand. So what's the guess? How much is it going to take? 1, 2, or 3, guys? And looks like he'll take 3. That's always the estimate when you're playing against Burn. On that first turn, will you be losing, 1 life off like a Swift Spear, 2 life off a Goblin Guide, or does he have something like a Lava Spike to throw your way? Karate chop cuts for both players now. Ooh. Oh, sorry. He was at 16, 15, and took 2 more down to 13. Another Shaded Wayfinder coming out, so he's going to reveal these 4 cards, and he gets to put a land card from among those into his hand if he wanted to. So he's going to decide, alright, Blooming Marsh is going to be the one that I will grab. It's nice because I don't take any damage off of that. Oh, and Keenan dropping himself down. 15 now. Stomping Grounds does get played. And nice. Searing Blaze. 3 damage. Shoot him down with that landfall. Drops Brett down to 10. Blooming Marsh. Now it looks like he's debating. It's got 2 more for a Grizzly salvage this time. So we'll be dumping away. Again, 5 cards can pick a land or a creature this time around. Looks like a heavy land one. 1, 2, 3, 4 lands and 1 creature. This seems like a good one to grab one of those only creatures. But especially Eternal Witness is a really good one to have access to. He could be... Well, he got another land off of the Seder Wayfinder, so I don't know why you wouldn't take Eternal Witness here, because he should have 1 more land, right? Or if he's missing it... No, it looks like he takes the basic forest here. That must mean that he only had like a fetch or a shock in his hand and was feeling that the non-damage of the basic will be more beneficial for him than getting Eternal Witness here. Oh, there's a Swift Spear. And a Spike. Oh man, 3 damage. 2 more damage, but he's got the path, so he's able to mitigate some of that damage, giving Keenan another land. But still 7 life. So there's 1 Boros Charm, 1 Lightning Bolt. Yeek. 2 to 3 spells away from death. It's a tough spot to be in when you're playing against Burn and have no board present yet. But things are about to change. Big Daddy coming out. Here's the Siege Rhino. Look how quick he was. Boom! Says, I would like to gain some life, please. He's going to gain 3 life. Oop, that did not input it. Come on. Gain 3, drain 3. Drops Keenan down to 12. Don't forget that Siege Rhino also has trample. Bolt you, he says. Bring the beats. Come at you for 4. Drops Keenan down to 8. Looks like he's on that Kitchen Finks plan. Oh, another skull crack here. Uh-oh. Drops Brett down to 4. So that was a Interesting choice there. You see he's got the resto. So it might have been that he was just saying, you know what? I'm feeling pretty good that getting another threat out puts me in a better position because dealing 7 damage to you next turn, I play resto, kill you off the Siege Rhino. Oh, okay. Worried about Goblin Guide, Swift Spear coming in to kill him. So he says, here's 4 damage. Drops you to 4. Resto Angel, I would like to target this. Gain 3, drain 3. And looks like, yeah. Keenan's going to fall to 1. Brett's going to go back to 7. Then take 4, so he goes to 7. Gets hits with a Burrow's Charm, drops down to 3. Yikes. So it's pretty much any burn spell kills him here. Alright. Nope, doesn't have it. We'll be going to game number 3. Tied up 1-1. So that Siege Rhino play worked out really well there. I think if you're going to flash in the Restoration Angel like that, might as well attack with both Kitchen Finks and Siege Rhino just to be able to finish him off. Because you're guaranteed going to flicker and flash that in to have 2 blockers against like a Swift Spear or a Goblin Guide. So if you guys are at home thinking about picking up the deck, just little nuances. And that comes with learning the deck and playing the deck. Like again, Brett is picking this deck up for the first time. I basically just put together a budgety, fun deck and said, here, play this. Because I like to do that from time to time. It's just brew up silly stuff and make Brett play it. But both games having that burn ability there has been working out pretty well for Keenan. Skullcrack does awesome about preventing the whole Kitchen Finks Siege Rhino shenanigans, so that's nice. Alright, both players now going to be looking, see if they can find anything worthwhile going to game 3 here. Ooh, Brett's not happy with his. Keenan's going to start things out nice and easy, just sitting at 19 off that fetch into that basic mountain there. And we'll push for 1 point of damage against Brett, putting Brett to 19. Eidolon's a really good start here. Pushes for another point of damage, dropping Brett to 18. Looks like he will also be fetching down to 17. Pretty strong opening here for Keenan, knowing that the last couple of games Brett has done a lot on turn 2 with that Satyr Wayfinder or Grizzly Salvage to really set himself up. Yeah, and I'll take 2. Drop down to 15. Looking for a land here. Overgrown Tomb looks like is the pick there. Loses Siege Rhino, Satyr Wayfinder, and an Inquisition of Kozilek. Passes on over. Keenan's time to shine here, looking to see what sort of burn spells that he might be able to get going. See if he can push for damage with his creatures before he starts flinging burn spells at his opponent's face. Smart, jump in the way, knowing that there's a good chance you could just play something and you have a bad day. Here's 2 damage, dropping Brett down to 13. Looks like he's debating on his next move here. Could... Yeah, it's like he's got the path that... Trigger, he says. He'll go to 11. I get a land, because you're so kind. And what's your follow-up? Do you have another 2-drop? Yeah, so he does have a Grizzly Salvage, so then he can get another land or a creature depending on what things show up. There isn't land. Looks like an Overgrown is there. Satyr Wayfinder, Unburial Rites, Siege Rhino. Looks like he says, yes, give me that Siege Rhino. So next turn... He has the option, if he's got the land, to play a Siege Rhino. He also has the option to cast that Unburial Rites and flash back in that Siege Rhino that's in his graveyard here. So for those that don't remember, does cost 4 to flash it back from your graveyard, 3 colorless, and a white. Bolt you. Helix you. So 6 damage. Oh no. He says, okay, go to 5. I'm going to hit you with this Boros Charm, put you to 1, and swing at you to finish you off. Wicked Spider 581, thank you for the follow. Glad you're liking the stream tonight. We are live every Monday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. As long as real life doesn't get in the way and delay the stream slightly. Sometimes that happens. So, you know, having some exciting games so far. That was round number 1. Seeing a fun deck, Unburial Rites. Trying to basically play Siege Rhino, get out there against Burn. Wasn't able to do it. Burn takes it 2-1 in this series. We've got a couple more matches in store for us tonight, so let's hop over to round number 2. Merfolk versus Jeskai Control.